So example 19, chapter 2.5. The diagram shows the graph of y equals h of x with 5 points labelled. So we can just see where those are. -7, a max, the y-intercept, a root, and then another turning point. So they're the key points on the graph that we would usually have found if we were sketching it. Okay, the sketch shows blah blah. Sketch each of the following graphs, labelling the points according to A, B, C and D, and any points of intersection with the coordinate axes. Okay, so first of all we've got to do y is equal to the modulus of h of x, and hopefully we now realise that this means the outputs are positive. So that means these outputs are positive anyway, so they will be unchanged. Where the outputs were negative, they're going to get reflected in the x-axis. So our answer will look something like this, because these bits are unchanged, so that's 3, that's 11, that's -2.515, that's the highest point here, and this is -7. And then this gets reflected. Notice the way this curves. So it curves that way, so that if it was reflected, it would be curving down. And then here, it's reflected, so we've got a sharp corner again at this point, and it goes up and down. I've got the wrong colour on the pen, sorry. So it's going to go up, down, and decay. And this point now, the max here, is 6, 5. X, Y, 0. Part B, y is equal to h, the modulus of x. So here it's the inputs get made positive. The inputs into h, inputs into h are now positive. So where are the inputs positive? Well, there the x values are already positive, so that bit of the graph is not going to change. So our answer will look like something like that, labelling the key points. That's still at 11. This point is still at 3. And this point is still at 6, -5. So imagine now we put in the value -3 into our function. It would get made positive and then read back as 0, so we would plot the point at -3, 0. Suppose we now put in -6. Gets read off or made at +6, the modulus of -6 is 6. Read off the graph, we get -5, so it gets plotted back here at -5. So hopefully we can then see that the graph here is going to do that. Kind of shape, exponential decay, and in here we've got this. So in effect, we've taken that bit and put its reflection in the y-axis.